Left-wing extremism in India (LWE), often synonymous with the Naxalite movement, represent a complex socio-political challenge that has its root in 1967. Originating in Naxalbari, West Bengal, left-wing extremism was a response to deep-seated social and economic injustices, particularly in rural areas. Over the years, left-wing extremism has evolved and spread to several states, aiming to overthrow the government and establish a communist society. The movement has been marked by its violent tactics, including guerrilla warfare, and has been involved in numerous conflicts with Indian security forces. Left-wing extremism meaning. Left-wing extremism (LWE) in India refers to violent insurgency driven by Maoist or Naxalite ideologies, primarily targeting marginalized regions. It stems from socio-economic inequalities, land disputes, tribal neglect, corruption, human rights violation, and the ideological appeal of revolutionary justice. Left-wing extremism in Indian origin. Left-wing extremism, commonly known as Naxalism in India, is a major internal security concern for India. This movement, which draws its ideology from Maoism, thrives on socio-economic disparities, primarily affecting remote, underdeveloped, and tribal regions of the country. Emerging from the Naxalbari uprising in West Bengal in 1967, left-wing extremism has gradually spread across the Red Corridor, impacting states such as Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha, Maharashtra, Kerala, West Bengal, Madhya Pradesh, and parts of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Its primary objective is to challenge the Indian state through armed conflict and establish a parallel governance system. Although the insurgents claim to champion the rights of marginalized communities, especially tribal populations, their actions often involve armed attacks, infrastructure sabotage, extortion, and forced recruitment of civilians, including minors. In India, the left-wing extremist organizations, including the Communist Party of India (Maoist), are listed as terrorist organizations under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. The movement represents the gravest challenges to India's internal security. Status of left-wing extremism in India. Present status of left-wing extremism (LWE) in India shows significant decline with reduced violence, fewer affected districts, increased surrenders, and enhanced government efforts aimed at complete eradication by 2026. Significant decline in left-wing extremism affected districts. The number of left-wing extremism affected districts in India has drastically reduced from 126 in 2018 to just 38 in 2024, reflecting the success of counter-insurgency measures. Reduce most affected districts. The most affected districts have decreased from 12 to 6, with 4 in Chhattisgarh, Bijapur, Kanker, Narayanpur, Sukma, 1 in Jharkhand, West Singhbhum, and 1 in Maharashtra. Sharp drop in violence. Violent incidents involving left-wing extremists have plummeted by 81% from a peak of 1,966 incidents in 2010 to 374 in 2024. Civilian and security force deaths have also fallen by 85%. Surrender and rehabilitation. Over 8,000 Naxalites have abandoned the path of violence in the last decade, choosing a reintegrate into mainstream society through government rehabilitation schemes. Government's commitment to eradicate LWE. The Government of India aims to eliminate Naxalism in India by March 31, 2026, with a focus on development, security, and community engagement in affected areas. Enhance financial support for affected areas. Under the Special Central Assistance Scheme, the most affected districts receive Rs 30 crore, while districts of concern receive Rs 10 crore for infrastructure and development. Left-wing extremist causes. Left-wing extremism in India stems from the country's inability to ensure equitable development, leading to widespread disillusionment among marginalized communities. Multiple factors, including socio-economic disparities, poor governance, and land disputes, fuel this insurgency. Socio-economic inequalities, persistent poverty, landlessness, and a high unemployment rate in India among marginalized communities create a sense of deprivation, making them vulnerable to extremist ideologies. Linkage between development and spread of extremism. The spread of extremism is often linked to underdevelopment, where poverty, lack of education, unemployment, and poor governance create grievances. These conditions are exploited by extremist groups to recruit and radicalize vulnerable populations. Land disputes and land reform failure. Ineffective implementation of land reforms in India and unresolved land dispute have led to the exploitation of tribal populations, fueling resentment. Lack of democratic representation. Tribal needs and aspirations are poorly represented in democratic and political spaces, leading to ineffective governance and implementation of schemes. External support. The Naxalite movement was initially inspired by Mao Zedong. In 2011, Indian police across the Chinese government and intelligence of providing sanctuary and training to the leaders and also accused the Pakistani ISI of providing financial support. Corruption and poor governance, mismanagement of funds, exploitation by local authorities, and lack of accountability in governance have eroded public trust, making extremist narratives more appealing. Left-wing extremist modus operandi. Left-wing extremist modus operandi in India involves violent insurgent activities aimed at overthrowing the government through guerrilla warfare, extortion, indoctrination, and establishing parallel governance structure, often exploiting socio-economic grievances to gain local support. Guerrilla warfare tactics. Left-wing extremist groups employ guerrilla warfare, utilizing abuses, hit-and-run attacks, and sabotage to target security forces and infrastructure, leveraging dense forest and difficult terrains to their advantage. Extortion and financial mobilization. They finance operations through systematic extortion from industries, contractors, and local businesses, often imposing levies on mining activities and infrastructure projects within their areas of influence. Propaganda and indoctrination. Left-wing extremist outfits disseminate propaganda via pamphlets, posters, and digital platforms to indoctrinate local populations, portraying themselves as champions of the oppressed to garner support and recruit members. Parallel governance structure. In regions under their control, they establish parallel administrative systems conducting people's court to deliver swift judgments, thereby undermining the state authority and judicial processes. Exploitation of socio-economic grievances. Left-wing extremist groups exploit local grievances related to land rights, displacement, and lack of development, positioning themselves as defenders of marginalized communities to legitimate their insurgency. Left-wing extremist affected states. Left-wing extremist affected states are famously known as the Red Corridor, Red Zone, the region in the eastern, central, and southern part of India where the Naxalite Maoist insurgency has the strongest presence. The Red Corridor stretches across 10 Indian states, that is Andhra Pradesh, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Telangana, West Bengal, and Kerala. As of April 2024, 38 districts in 7 states Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Jharkhand, Telangana, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, and Madhya Pradesh are officially classified as left-wing extremists affected. Chhattisgarh remains the most impacted, with districts like Bijapur, Sukma, and Kanker witnessing significant extremist activity. Left-wing extremism challenges. Left-wing extremism (LWE) in India poses a complex challenge rooted in socio-economic disparities and fueled by insurgent strategies. Combating left-wing extremists demand a balanced approach addressing security concerns while promoting inclusive development and effective governance. Geographical and terrain challenges. LWE affected regions often encompass dense forest and rugged terrains, providing insurgents with natural cover and complicating security operations, surveillance, and infrastructure development. Local support and ideological appeal. Maoist groups garner support from marginalized communities by addressing socio-economic grievances such as land displacement and lack of basic amenities, facilitating recruitment and sustained influence. Coordination and intelligence gaps. Effective action is often hampered by poor coordination between central and state agencies, limited intelligence sharing, and occasional lack of specialized training among local police forces. Urban networks and covert operations. Maoist groups have developed underground urban networks for funding, recruitment, and spreading ideology, making it harder for authorities to dismantle their support system. Potential for resurgence. Any lapse in governance, development, outreach, or law enforcement can lead to a revival of extremist activities as Maoist ideology remains attractive in neglected and marginalized areas. Government measures against left-wing extremism. The Government of India has adopted a comprehensive strategy to combat left-wing extremism (LWE). It has employed a three-pronged strategy to counter Naxalism, use of coercion, promotion of development, and collaboration for tribal confidence. Security initiatives. The Government of India has implemented robust security initiatives to counter left-wing extremism, combining intelligence-driven operations, specialized forces, and fortified infrastructure. These measures aim to neutralize extremist threats and ensure regional stability. Operation Steeplechase. In the early 1970s, during the President rule, Operation Steeplechase, a joint Army CRPF police operation, was launched against the Naxalites in the bordering districts of West Bengal, Bihar, and Orissa, which were worst affected. Police Modernization Scheme. The Ministry of Home Affairs provides funds for communication, mobility, and infrastructure equipment. Funds were allocated for improving and fortifying vulnerable police stations and outposts, including telecommunication equipment purchases. A special intelligence structure. Andhra Pradesh model of grassroots intelligence gathering by street level police (MHA) assist in establishing streamlined intelligence structure for actionable field intelligence in anti-Naxalite operations. Security-related expenditure scheme. Ministry of Home Affairs implements a scheme for funding operational needs, insurance, training, and community policing infrastructure. Use of India Reserve Battalions, IRBs, Cobra, and Greyhounds. IRBs offer opportunities for local youth in Naxal affected areas. CRPF Cobra Battalion specializes in guerrilla warfare. Andhra Pradesh Police Greyhounds Battalion is skilled in specialized guerrilla warfare, counter-insurgency, and anti-terrorism. CIAT schools and fortified police stations. CIAT schools have been established for training police in guerrilla warfare, ambush operations, and weapons training. The Ministry of Home Affairs provides funds for fortifying police stations, with 400 identified for this purpose. Left-wing extremism way forward. Left-wing extremism in India remains a significant internal security challenge for India, demanding a multi-pronged approach. Effective counter strategies include IED prevention, police modernization, surrender reforms, youth engagement, and strong central state coordination. Strengthening IED countermeasures. Proactive and innovative strategies are essential to prevent incidents involving improvised explosive device (IED), which have led to considerable casualties in recent years. Enhancing police capabilities, prioritizing the modernization and capacity building of local police forces is crucial to improve their effectiveness in combating left-wing extremism. Reforming surrender policies. States should reassess and refine their surrender policies, ensuring that individuals, especially those misled into LWE, are provided with an opportunity to reintegrate into mainstream society. Targeted education and development. States must adopt a time-bound strategic approach to completely eradicate LWE groups while simultaneously promoting comprehensive development in affected areas. Addressing youth vulnerability. Given the large youth population in India, there is an urgent need to provide adequate employment opportunities as widespread unemployment could escalate internal security challenges. Central state coordination. Both the central and state governments must ensure seamless coordination, which is vital to effectively counter radicalization and maintain peace in NWE affected regions.